Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Accounts Accuracy. Today we are going to study about cash flow statement. Here in cash flow statement, we will study about the inflow and outflow of cash. Cash flow statement is a statement showing inflows and outflows of cash during a particular period of time. It analyzes the reason for changes in the balance of cash between two balance sheets. Now I would like to tell you one thing. Suppose you have birthday, and in your birthday definitely you will get cash from your parents in order to throw party to your friends. So when you collect the cash from your parents, suppose your mom gave you 1,000 rupees and your father gave you 3,000 rupees, so for 4,000 you will give the party. So these two reasons are the inflows of cash by which you got cash. In the same way, when you will throw party, you will be paying to the hotel manager, so that will be your outflow of cash. Fine. When you will pay cash to the cashier of the hotel, then that will be your outflow of cash. In the same way, when companies get cash from some sources, that is inflow, and when the same cash companies pay off, then that becomes the outflow of cash. Here comes the next, that is classification of business activities. You got from your mom and dad, but the companies get cash from three sources, that is operating activity, investing activity and financing activity. But remember, there is inflow as well as outflow in all these three cases. Fine. So come to next, what is operating activity? The first one, operating activity basically includes all those activities which are involved in the manufacturing process. Okay, now such activities are like wages, salaries, of office and selling expenses. Such expenses are incurred during the operation of company's activity. Operation means production process. Or you have to keep in mind the expenses which remain included in PL account, profit and loss account, when you make the final account of the company. Now come to next, that is investing activity. Now in investing activity, and there is inflow as well as outflow. In investing means company has invested cash in the securities of other company. Here the sale of fixed assets, sale of investment. That means when companies sell the fixed assets, that is the machinery or other item, after using it for certain years, that comes under sale of as fixed assets, that is inflow of cash. When such items will be sold, then cash will inflow in the company. In the same way, when company purchases fixed asset for production process, that comes under cash outflow, because when it is purchased, cash moves out of the company. In the same way, when investments of other company are purchased, cash moves out. So you have to remember, when company has invested money somewhere outside, then that comes under investing activity. But in case of financing activity, company arranges cash, company receives cash from some sources. Now what can that be? That is by issuing shares, debentures and other long-term borrowings. In the same way, when company do the redemption of debentures and preference shares, or payment of interest or dividend is done, that comes under cash outflows. So in financing activities also, cash will form the capital structure through inflow of cash, that is shares, debentures, when that will be issued. In the same way, when that will be redeemed, then your cash will move out. Now come to next, cash flow statements sum. Here you have to identify what are inflows and outflows of cash in case of operating, financing and investing activities. Here the first one is cash sales. That means it's a goods, and when the goods will be sold or purchased, that will come under operating activity because that is related to the production process. Production is done just for sale of goods and purchase of raw material. So next comes your building, purchase of building. You can see here this is a fixed asset. All the fixed assets and investments comes under investing activity. So this purchase of building will go in investing activity. Next is your sale of building. Again it's a fixed asset, so it will go in investing activity. Cash purchases, this is the purchase of raw material which is regarding goods, so it will come under operating activity. Next is your dividend paid. When dividend is paid, that means these all are related to shares and debentures, and paid word says that it's going out, so it will come under financing activity. Next is your cash paid to trade payables. Again cash paid to trade payables will be operating activity because it is done on trading of the business. Next is your office expenses. Office expenses is also related to operating activity because those expenses are incurred on operation of the company. Next is your rent paid. When rent is paid, related to business operations, neither shares nor debenture nor your fixed assets related item goes under operating activity. Next is your manufacturing expenses. This will also come under operating activity because all these are incurred on operations of the business. Next is your interest received on investment. When receive word is there, that means it's been received by the company on the investments. So that's why it will come to investing activity. Bank balances and your short-term deposits, this goes under cash and cash equivalent. So that's why these two items will be shown in cash and cash equivalent. Next to that is your issue of share capital or debenture. When it is related to shares and debentures, that goes under financing activity. Purchase of goodwill. Purchase of goodwill is done with the purchase of business. Now that's why it will come to investing activity. Repayment of long-term loans. Now repayment of long-term loans will definitely be in financing activity because long-term loans are taken by the company just for forming the capital structure. So this makes the capital of the company, so that's why it will come under financing activity. So remember, shares, debentures and long-term loans related items comes under financing activity. When investment is done on purchase of fixed assets, or you can say your securities, investments, then that comes under investing activity, and all items related to the operation comes under operating activity. Just watch my next video for understanding cash flow statement in advanced level. Thank you for watching.